Hello, so this week's video is all about the topic of gaslighting, and it's really important, and it comes up in tarot readings, and it's come up over the last week repeatedly. This happens sometimes. We get little periods of time where we get the same subject, sort of like waves, just sort of coming in. This has happened maybe 3 or 4 times this last week, so I thought it was a topic that was worth discussing. Now, if you're on my mailing list, you would have seen that in the newsletter that went out today, I also talked a little bit about gaslighting and how tarot can help. But I want to talk about that here as well, because I do think it's really important. First of all, what is gaslighting? So gaslighting is a term that was actually coined back as far back as I think it was 1934. There was a play called Gaslight, which then went on to be a movie that described a situation where a guy was turning down the gaslights, because that's what people had in the 1930s, and when his wife commented on the fact the gaslights were lower, he denied it was a thing. That then began to be ramped up. In the end, she thought she was going crazy. She did go crazy. He had her committed and he took all her money. So that's the term, being gaslit, when somebody is trying to distort your view of reality, or maybe say things weren't said when they were said, or the other way around. Whatever it is, it skews with your balance. It skews with your sense of what you know to be true and what you know not to be true. And in the end, we end up doubting ourselves. This has serious implications for our confidence, for our self-esteem, for our balance in life generally, and who we are as well in that picture. Who are we? Are we somebody who knows the truth, or do we then become reliant on this other person to be the arbiter of what's true and what isn't? And that is often the goal behind gaslighting. Now, gaslighting often can be a red flag that perhaps you're in a narcissistic relationship where the other person has to be the center of attention at all times, and also wants to keep you off balance and wants to keep you needing their approval and needing their validation. But it is a very real thing, and it is very important that we nip it in the bud, and that's where tarot can be useful. I had a client earlier this morning who I'm going to call Lucy. Lucy isn't her real name, and I had a little chat to her after the reading. It was a really good and useful reading, and I asked her if she would mind if I shared elements of the reading, not her personal details, not her name, but I shared elements of the reading with you, because actually she came to me wanting to know if she was being gaslit, and what came back from the reading was actually quite nuanced, and I think quite important. So I'm going to share this with you now. I'm going to tell you, I've got 6 questions, and I'm going to share with you those 6 questions and the answers that came back and the conclusions that I've drawn from those 6 cards. So the first question I asked, I'm just going to remember my notes here. I asked, what is the reality for her? So she's asking the question, am I being gaslit? And I asked, what does she need to know about the reality of that? And what came back was the devil. That's really interesting. So you might go, well, yes, it's the devil. Of course she's being gaslit. I would say look a little bit deeper. So if the devil is the truth, it's that somebody, it might be that she is, it might be that they're both at fault, because the devil is saying that there is a coping strategy here, a way of thinking which is negative, which is going to keep you trapped. It could well be that the answer is yes, she is being gaslit, but it also speaks to her as well, because it's saying that she is maybe looking for solutions in the question that perhaps are also keeping her trapped a little bit. The devil is where we're looking for our answers in the wrong way. We're looking for our answers. We're looking to feel better in a way that is only going to lead us further into some sort of a situation which we're going to struggle to get out of. Maybe the answer is yes. But there's something in the way Lucy is thinking, I think, which is also needs addressing. So what is the advice about that? And we have wisdom. Okay, and wisdom is where we need to reassess. We need to look at our experience, and then we need to really have a good old rethink as to how we're going to move forward. Now, that's a very empowering card, and that is telling Lucy that perhaps she has more power in this situation than she thinks she does. And it's asking her to look at what she's experienced so far and to take stock of it, and then decide to move forward differently. And again, it's placing the power with Lucy, isn't it? So I asked, what's motivating Lucy in this situation? And we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Lucy is just wanting something to change. She's wanting fate to come in and change. She's wanting the situation to change. She's wanting change to happen. But the Wheel of Fortune is circumstantial change. So it's not change we have any control over, it's just change. So what Lucy wants is for things to change around her, but maybe without her actually doing anything about it. So by asking if she's being gaslit, she's putting all of the responsibility on the other person. Interesting. Okay, so let's ask, what is motivating Lucy's partner? We'll call him L. What is motivating L? And what we've got is the Five of Wands. Now the Five of Wands tells you that we have somebody who is prepared to argue, somebody who is prepared to argue black is white, somebody who is prepared to make sure their position is fought for. So they're going to be quite strong in their version of things. And it also means that we have conflicting agendas here. So where we have conflict, we have somebody going, okay, I'm right maybe, or no, you need to do it more like this. It's somebody standing up for their own thing. So his motivation is to argue his position. I don't know whether that is coercive enough to be considered gaslighting, because it's fairly honest, it's very robust, it's not, manipulative at its core. Maybe it's a little bit bullying, I gotta be honest, but is it covert? Is it manipulative, or is it just a bit of a blunt object, right? Just somebody who's just sort of going, no, I'm right, no. Interesting. So his motivation is to sort of get his way or get his agenda across. Okay, that's interesting information, isn't it? We want to know what the other person is trying to achieve. So I asked, what is the truth that Lucy should use as her guiding light? Because the thing with gaslighting is we need to know what the truth is. What is the truth that Lucy should use as her guiding light? And what we have is the Ten of Cups. So what the cards are asking Lucy to do is to look at the idea of her happiness. What does her happiness look like? And use that as her guiding light. What makes her feel at home? What would make her feel happy and connected and equal? If we look at the card, we can see the two couple are like this. They are equal partners. And it could be in this that in fact Lucy and her partner are in fact equal partners. But Lucy isn't feeling comfortable, is she? But she's certainly playing a part in this. But if she wants to be truly happy, that needs to be her guiding light. I want to be happy. I want to feel secure. I want to feel supported. And I want to feel like an equal partner. Now that Five of Wands, that's not his agenda, is it? His agenda is to kind of bully his way through, or to just argue. So it's not comfortable. For sure, it's not. And then I asked, what is false in this situation that will lead Lucy away from her best happiness. And we've got the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles is where we're maintaining the status quo. We feel like we're in a safe space. We must keep things going. We must conserve the situation. It's not true. You don't have to conserve the situation. All of this says possibly Lucy is being gaslit. Possibly. Possibly her partner is a bit of a blunt object. But what's really true here is that Lucy doesn't trust the situation. She doesn't trust her partner's motivations. She doesn't trust his agenda. Her guiding light has to be her happiness. And if she's not happy, that's the point. And I think that's the point with gaslighting. Are you happy or not? If your relationship is making you feel unhappy, like you don't trust yourself or you don't know what's real and what's not, probably not the right relationship. Tarot can help because when we ask the questions, we get interesting answers, and your answers would be completely different to Lucy's. But nevertheless, they give us a foundation from which to build from. So anyway, I wanted to share that. If you're having trouble or you suspect you're being gaslit, you're very welcome to come and book a reading and we can explore it in more detail. In the meantime, though, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed that little take. Please do like and subscribe and leave me a little comment. Let me know, what are your experiences with gaslighting? What do you think? Thank you very much. I will see you soon. Bye-bye for now. Hello, thank you for watching our video. If you're interested in the world of tarot and would like to explore further and would like to know how to bring tarot to life so that it makes sense in the real world, I'd like to invite you to explore the Tarot Tribe. The Tarot Tribe is my personal membership, and inside you'll find a community of tarot students just like you, lots of bite-sized mini courses, a new one every month, and new spreads, demo videos, a clinic with me every month, and also discounts on readings with me once a quarter. So if you'd like to explore that, I would love to see you on the inside. Here's the link. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye for now.